Hello, welcome to our first ever Monday Night Warfare video. This is Wrestling Mom's Basement, which I didn't say at first. I, of course, am Patrick Young. This guy to my right wants you to say your vitamins and eat your prayers. Joe Venuto.
This is the
Yes, right, index to that.
this is the prelude of the first head-to-head of the Monday Night Wars.
Yes.
Now we'll actually start with episode 2 of Monday Nitro on September 11th, 1995. So this is your Raw review for episode 125 on August 21st, 1995, and Monday Nitro review episode 1 from September 4th, 1995. Kick things all with Raw from the Worcester Auditorium in Worcester, Massachusetts.
I think it's Worcester.
Yes, I can't pronounce it. Worcester Auditorium.
Worcester.
Worcester. Excellent, thanks for the rest of the cat. Worcester.
Worcester.
Worcester. That's a word. Worcester Auditorium and
I don't even think they pronounce the I. I think it's Worcester.
They don't go to this place in Massachusetts anymore, right, for live events. The WWF signature with the hole for 50 years, the World Wide League of Sports Entertainment. That spiel that debuted here.
Yes.
By the way, these reviews are credit for Raw Mania, for all these Monday Night Warfare videos. They kick things off flows from Superstar's ears. One Undertaker's creature in a nice jump the guardrail and got taken out by Kama, who the Undertaker is scheduled to face. It's kind of SummerSlam.
It's kind of an odd thing, being a creature of the night. It's literally just being a goth person.
Yes. Kick things off, we have Men on Mission versus Roy Raymond and Joe Hancock.
Yeah, it's pretty much squash. Not a particularly pretty one, and pretty much Men on a Mission were gassed by the end of it. So it was an interesting way to start off Raw, to say the least. Not good, just actually not even interesting, just not good.
Yeah, but unfortunately, WWF title match come up for Mabel. It was clearly dominating performance from Mom. For Men on a Mission.
Yes.
I think Vince told us that Mabel was 568 pounds here. This is just
Absurd.
yeah. He had pile driver, a toll on Miles somebody get up, and then hit him with the slam. Belly to belly suplex for the win.
Yeah.
It was typical stuff from Mom. And like I said, both of them were visibly gassed.
Yes.
In the 3 minutes and 48 run time. After the match, King Mabel custom promo challenges the Allied Powers for a tune-up match. They get no response to leave. The report card sees Dean Douglas in a production truck. He reviews the previous match and says that Mabel dominated Diesel SummerSlam. And we're supposed to leave that nice spot.
Yes.
The 1-2-3 Kid versus Brooklyn Brawl. 1-2-3 Kid defeated Brooklyn Brawl up next.
Probably the second best match on Raw. Just because we'll get to what happens in the main event later. Yeah, it was the second best match on Raw, but it was pretty much an easy victory for 1-2-3 Kid against Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah, the Brawl leaped up on the apron to attack the Kid on entrance, and then with their own soul, the Kid came back from an Oklahoma roll for the quick victory in 132. I wish Kid got longer squash matches.
Yes.
Up next, Tatanka versus The Undertaker.
Yeah, the Native American Tatanka, which Vince McMahon kept on calling Tatanka.
Right.
Native American Tatanka. I guess just get like, oh, he's not an Indian. He's a Native American. Even though I don't think anyone was calling him an Indian.
No.
So he just kept on saying that for some reason. Maybe he liked how it rolled off his tongue. But yeah, Undertaker got a relatively quick but kind of even victory on Tatanka.
Yeah, they played it like going to a crucial niceness he can do to The Undertaker.
Yeah, even though there'd be much worse, and probably already had been worse.
He came out pissed and kicked Tatanka's ass. Undertaker, and then Tatanka took over doing some of his dull offense. Undertaker got out, chill out, and started to rally hand and break. And then the big down clothesline led to 2% of things. Obviously, it's not the best era for Undertaker matches. And Tatanka is a giant snort, especially as a heel.
Well, to be fair to Taker, he doesn't really have good opponents until Diesel.
So,
like his last best one probably was Hogan, and his next best one will probably be like Diesel.
So, and Tatanka, who is very good as a face, but not as a heel.
Just face it, Tatanka isn't that good.
We used him a lot in Vegas. Up next, Jean-Pierre Lafayette versus Scott Taylor.
To me, I thought this was the strongest match of the night. Yeah, it was a squash match, essentially. But still, I thought it was the most even and well-performed, the best performed match on Raw.
Is it all one of those instances we talked about Friday when we watched it where the enhancement talent end up having a career that was better than the guys he was jumping to?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Sky to me. He was on his game. He has some quick offense, hit first on the top, and Lafayette quickly turned time, leading up higher flagger Sky. Before coming off the top of the late cannonball for the 1, 2, 3. Yeah, well, it was actually pretty fun for the 3 minutes 6 seconds that year.
Yeah.
And both guys played roles of his own team. The second ever goal must have been that year, and this time he was near the famous Hollywood sign and his promo targeted Shawn Michaels. And then WWE Champion Diesel comes out for an interview with Vince McMahon. Diesel pulls over to run the Mabel's Hammers most surprised to keep the goal. SummerSlam nothing that happens until British Bulldog shows up. He wishes Diesel good luck and says that Lex Luger had a medical emergency.
Meaning he already left the company.
Mental mission challenge the Allied Powers on no Lex. Bulldog wants Diesel to be his partner. Diesel agrees. And up next, British Bulldog and WWE Champion Diesel versus Mental mission.
Yeah, essentially it isn't really a match because Bulldog attacks Diesel from behind.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God we didn't get a second Mental mission match because that probably would have been a disaster.
Right.
But yeah, Bulldog turns on Diesel, and somehow we're getting Mabel versus Diesel at SummerSlam and not Bulldog and Diesel. They couldn't have done this a month ago.
Diesel beats up Mo at the start and hits the big move. Vince is over calling for a finish. Diesel similar jackknife Bateman with some rim Bulldog and Diesel from behind into a slam by Mabel, and it was no contest. In 2019, it was more angle in match. And then this is the poll that British Bulldog will do such a thing. Mabel holds Diesel in place with Bulldog to slap him. Diesel gets free of Mabel and just sees a power slam from Bulldog on a leg drop from Mabel. Jim Cornette joins on the fray presenting the WWF title to Bulldog. I was a little confused why Mabel was cool with that though. Then Bulldog realized why Mabel was cool with that, so he handed the belt to Mabel. And then after a break, Jerry Lawler interviewed the group in the back that they don't say much.
Yeah.
And just for a note, here are the SummerSlam 1995 results, so nowhere going to the next week's show. Hakushi defeated 1, 2, 3 Kid.
Yes.
Hunter herself defeated Bob Holly. The Smoking Guns defeated Jacob and Eli Blue. Barry Hart was defeated Skip. Bertha Faye defeated Alondra Blaze to win the WWF Championship. The Undertaker defeated Kama in a casket match. Bret Hart defeated Isaac Yankem in the disqualification. Shawn Michaels defeated Razor Ramon in a ladder match to retain the Intercontinental title. And Diesel defeated King Mabel to retain the WWF Championship. It's regarded as one of the best SummerSlams of all time. So, for good reason.
Yeah. Absolutely. Not boring whatsoever.
Nitro episode 1, September 4, 1995, the Mall of America, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Eric Bischoff, Bobby Heenan, and Steve Mogum and Michael Hale in commentary. And this show taking place inside a massive mall world using a different feel, which was neat.
Yeah. It was pretty cool looking show.
Up first, Brian Pillman versus Jushin Thunder their Liger.
Way better than anything that happened on Raw.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't necessarily their strongest match with each other. You probably would have to go to Super Brawl '92, wasn't it?
Yes.
But you got glimpses of what this match was, or what that match was in 1995. It was a little sloppy to start with. They sort of screwed up a couple hurricanranas. But by the end, I think they really picked it up and pulled on a hell of a good first match for Monday Night Nitro.
Yeah. This is the right move to open the show. Two guys that can do great things in the ring, and they instantly give you an alternate feeling to whatever we've seen overall role.
Yes.
And there was a quick start as they worked the short roll side. Liger his roll king and quarter. He just saw a moose on it, and that didn't look great, but Pillman comes back with Ronald the second rope for a near fall of his own. They continue to work that face station where Liger applies a surfboard. And better reaction from the crowd that everything we've seen on the last episode roll. Mongo continues to insult Heath for the match. Liger does a cannibal dive outside, but Pillman gets his turn back out there as well. They fight to the top where they fight to the top where Liger gets a suplex for example. Pillman catches a dive and Liger with John for 2. He then goes to have a gold-fashioned Liger bomb. Top row brought from Liger somehow on just a nail fall. More high-impact offense as Pillman gets 2. On a Tornado 2 with actual moves not being enough. With a sweet roll from Pillman to earn the win.
Yeah. It was match of the week.
Yeah. And whoever booked this as the opener for the Big Team debut was a genius.
Yes.
Sure, they got big sloppy points, but they weren't very fast. Which they needed to make a sure up there from everything else, and it was like pretty much an ideal opener for this thing. Postomania is run wild, brother. Especially today, on June 15th,
yes.
July 15th, 2018.
Taping day, yes.
Yes, because Hulk Hogan is officially back with WWE. So is Daniel Bryan, too.
Yes, brother. And yes.
Hulk Hogan did indeed have a damn restaurant at the Mall of America, by the way. That was possible. Eric Bischoff interviews him there about the main event. Hogan says he'll retain the WCW title against Big Bella because Postomania is run through his brain. I did not make any of that.
It's insane in the membrane.
Non-title match: Ric Flair versus WCW United States Champion Sting.
No, it was another strong match, I thought. Definitely something you would put on for WCW for the NWA WCW stalwarts and Sting and Ric Flair on the show. I also thought they added in a very nice surprise at the time in Lex Luger, because apparently he just had a medical emergency, and then surprise, he shows up in Minneapolis,
right,
in the Mall of America. Yeah, I thought it was a solid match, and again, probably two superstars you really want to put on the first episode of WCW Monday Night Show.
Yeah, another great name for the show. Both guys are stables at WCW, and well known. Things get really interesting as written for the bell. Lex Luger seen on Nile, commentary, especially Eric Bischoff says this magnificent.
Yeah, get the camera off.
They shove her camera off him because he doesn't work here. It's not because Luger just appeared at not SummerSlam, one of the rules of month earlier. Wait, was it in SummerSlam?
Actually, might have been the night. The WWE house show, like the night before, or something like that.
The match begins. They go through standard stuff for these two same press lines for our workplace. While Flair goes into the eyes, doing a bunch of chops. Even when Fish outside, Flair gets press line back in. There's a few too many press lines for my taste. Arn Anderson casually strolls out. He is in the midst of an angle of Flair where he was fed up with always helping him get nothing in return for it. Sting goes elsewhere, an offensive close item during stress. Sting is a superplex that ends up in the third floor. He uses the ropes for levers and does a break in the 5 count, results in the defeat. It was a small sample of the stuff they're known for, so
yeah,
pretty fun, but a few too many press lands from me. I did like the advancement to Arn angled up.
Exactly. Yeah.
And now Arn Anderson gets to takes off his windbreaker that he was wearing. Looking to go under Flair. Flair quickly scurries Ash in the back. Ash doesn't stop because pissed off Scott Norton appears and shouts about wanting Randy Savage. This was Savage had to confront him, and Savage wants to run right now. Secure 2-time part, set the stage for a future Nitro match. So I guess very well done. A video package for Sabu Era still becomes Nitro soon. And they also promote those shit Saturday night. The card doesn't sound too good though. Sting and Savage team up against the Blue Bloods. That's not a problem. But Johnny B. Bad faces Dick Slater, somehow that's a double main event.
We'll see which one goes on last.
We get a backstage promo from Michael Wall Street, also known as IRS. It's kind of boring without somebody playful.
Yes.
I realized that not being attacked, he's kind of boring with him. Main event, WCW World Head Championship, Hulk Hogan versus Big Bubba.
And probably another smart choice of having Hogan go on last on Nitro.
Right. And
at least another recognizable face and name, well, not name, another recognizable face that wrestling fans would know on a major wrestling show on Monday night while Raw is actually preempted.
Yeah.
So it's probably a smart idea to actually have two WWF stalwarts at this time. The match was fine for what it was. It was pretty much a Hogan showcase.
Yeah, 3 for 3 smartly booked matches. Your main event features your top star and a very recognizable face from his WWF days as the Big Boss Man. As the bell rings, Bischoff performs on Monday next week. Randy Savage meets Scott Norton. It was,
Hot damn. Scott Norton.
so the show like that.
I heard of, like, in the business, though, he's actually, like, a really nice guy. It's Scott Norton.
So,
but I just kind of think his matches are just so kind of boring, actually.
so we might be dropping a level from Nitro next week.
Yes.
If you see these two work before Hogan and Bubba, yeah, you know what you're getting here. Bubba does something with a big man offense. Hogan sells for a while with full soap sauce. We were doing the real Hogan comeback. Bubba tries to harm Jimmy Hart for no real reason. Opened over Hogan now with harsh distraction. Hogan does what Hogan does and cheese choking Bubba with Jimmy's jacket. Hogan ends up kicking out a side slam and his hook up time, big boot and leg drop, and end it. And belly strike here, nothing fancy, the crowd is in a frenzy for pretty much all of it. And does it do that Hogan runs out? And Hogan just hangs him their raises. They all sell poorly for him. Lex Luger comes in and helps Hogan clean house. They bump into each other's backs and end up face to face. Sting, Jimmy Hart, and Randy Savage are in the ring trying to calm this down. Gio Gremlin gets in the ring with them and tries to serve his out. Luger says he's here to take Hogan's WCW Championship and he's tired of playing with kids. He's here to play with the big boys. Hogan takes a while with his response and basically ends up being announced that next week he'll give Luger a shot.
And a much better match announced for the second week of Nitro.
Yeah. Roll for the most part. Yeah. It didn't work well as a go-home show.
No.
Outside the closing segment, nothing really meant anything. And Undertaker Tatanka match was just the feature match, Blue Barn.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, the best match on that episode was the Lafayette Taylor match. Squash.
Yeah.
And Nitro is what you would call Grand Slam on the first pitch you see in your career.
Yes.
Baseball. Because I follow baseball.
You do.
Yes. I know the Phillies are good. Or well.
Yeah. Even though I just saw them.
Oh, they're losing again?
Yeah, they lost 10-5.
They weren't good for 2 weeks.
And they were up like 5-0.
Ooh. Never mind, they're not good. But it's like hitting Grand Slam on the first pitch of your career.
Yes.
There you go, your first major league game. It was 1 hour show, things move rapidly, and where was I going with this? We're gonna look up the card again. Hatfield, you can't miss TV. There you go.
Yeah. For me, Nitro was the way better show. Raw, for it being the last show before competition arrived, was insanely lackluster to me. We're just gonna throw a whole bunch of stuff out there. Maybe get some squashes in and do like an angle for the main event. It didn't click to me whatsoever. However, with Nitro, I thought they put a very strong first step in their role on TV. Will they keep that going forward? Well, eventually, probably not. But that's why we're doing this. Nitro was the first week for me.
Yeah, the opener was a great example of what you're going to get used to on Nitro. Or there's something you can see different on Nitro. And then, the other 2 matches, Hell the Star Power.
Yeah.
So, and then they had the great, it was great back in '95 because it's from New Japan, Scott Norton surprise, and the excellent Luger surprise.
Yes.
So viewers had to be hooked. I actually will say this, I can't think of another wrestle TV show that got off to a hot start with this with their first episode.
Yeah.
I will say that about Nitro. It might be the best debut episode for any of the wrestle shows.
You might be right on that one, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if I had to grade them roll, I would give it a nice solid
F.
No, I'll do a point system here. Maybe out of 10.
Okay.
Roll, I would give it a nice solid 2.5. Look right in the middle.
You give it 2.5?
Alright, 2.
I would also give it like a 2. Nitro, I would give like
a 9.
Like a 9, yeah.
Right, yeah. Nitro wins week 1. And you can see why they won the Monday Night War.
Good.
So far.
They're winning. the Monday Night War so far.
Up next we'll have our Great Balls of Fire retro review.
Yes. Let's do that.